Hello, my name is Tim Lehealy, and in this video we're going to be talking about getting a license. Specifically, we're going to be talking about what an order number is, how you take an order number and turn it into a license, what if you've accidentally used your license, how do you recover from that. We're going to show you how to enter a license, check your license, and reset your license. So all those things we'll cover in this video. Let's start out with what an order number is. Here's an example of an order number. It's a 10-digit number, and it represents our database's system of remembering what it is you ordered in that particular order. You take this and you convert it into a software license, and you may end up converting it into many licenses depending on how many servers, if you will, or machines you bought or purchased Quincy for. But regardless of what you've put behind it, you utilize this order number to generate, the licenses that you're going to ultimately install on the software. So let me start by showing you how you do that. So you'll probably get a 10-digit number. Either you've got it through an email, or you've gotten it through your salesperson, or you've got it through support somehow. Now, what do you do with that? Let me show you this. So I'm going to copy it right out. Oh, I've already got it entered. And you come here, and you come to quincyforensics.com support. Click on the support page, and in this top left area is how you convert your order number into a license key. So what you need to do that is the order number. You need the machine name. In my case, I believe this is the machine name. Let me double check. Yep, that's the machine name. And you need to enter an email. It's critical you enter the email accurately, because you will if you have support questions and your email is off, it will cause you a lot of problems, because we'll use the email to verify you are who you say you are. So please enter the correct email. And then you just go ahead and click submit. Now you're going to get a huge gobbledygook number here. From here to here is your license key. If you're using a dongle, that is what this number, can get attached to your dongle instead of using a software key if you want to go that route. But to utilize this dongle string, you'll need to call support. They will need to attach it to your dongle for you. So in many ways, the self-service element of generating your own key if you're using a dongle really isn't that meaningful. But nonetheless, let's go ahead. Here's our key. Now what do we do with it? So I'm going to show you the two different places you may be forced to enter this, or that there are to enter this. First, let's talk about if you have an active license, you've already got a key, and you're all good, and you want to, if you will, reset it. Maybe you bought some modules you didn't already have. Maybe you've renewed your license, any number of different things. You come into the admin widget. You go to the system administration section, you go to the license info, and you just enter it right here, and then you click enter. When you do that, it will ask you to refresh your browser. You can just close it and restart it, or you can do an F5, whatever you want to do, in order for the new license to take effect. Once it's taken effect, you will see the actual license here. This shows you the specifics of the number you entered previously, and then what that number translates into in terms of abilities is all listed right here. So you can see the license I have right now. This is going to expire in shortly less than a month, so I'm going to need a new one for this machine pretty soon. But let me go ahead, and instead of entering that here, I'm going to enter a bad number. I'm just going to enter 1, which definitely is not going to work. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want this startup to fail and show you the other place you can run into the license entry screen. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that, and you're going to see it says restart to get a new license. I'm going to do a hard refresh. which is basically the same thing as pressing F5. And when I do this, this is going to ultimately, this restart is going to fail, and we're going to see that license screen. So as expected, it failed, and because it's failed, it's asking me for a new license key. And so let me come grab this one again. Let me, and then come back here and just enter it in there and click enter. Now, interesting. Okay, it didn't work. I've done something wrong in creating my key. That's why it flashed and sent me back here, because it tested that key, it didn't work, and it's saying no, go ahead and enter a different one. So let's go see what I did wrong here. Let's go try again. Let's enter this machine name and Tili submit. Let's try that again. And we're going to come here and let's go ahead and enter. Okay, and this time it appears to have worked. And I don't know what I had done wrong. Maybe I had entered the wrong machine name. Maybe I had the wrong license key. I'm not sure. But it worked, and anyway, we started up, and so we're in a good spot. Now, like I said, if you needed to ultimately refresh that license, you could come back and do that same thing through the admin widget. We wouldn't have had to go through that screen. We could have just entered the same information here and press enter, and it'll say the same thing. We start to set the new license. It's the same license, so I'm not going to bother, but we would be able to restart into this screen. Okay, now let's talk about one pitfall that has come up a number of times with our customers and what you can do about it. Let's say you entered the wrong machine name. Instead of this number, you entered this, and then you entered your email correctly, and you clicked submit, and you'll get a key. And then you try that and it didn't work because it says the machine name's wrong. It'll do that thing where it flashes and it just sends you back to the same screen. But then you come here again, you're like, oh, I made the mistake. I entered the wrong machine name. Here's the correct machine. Let's try again. Depending on how many servers you have purchased, if you only purchased one and you click submit, it will tell you you've run out of license keys. And it will ask you to call support. In that case, really your only option is to do what it says and call support, simply because when you entered the incorrect machine, you used your key. So please be as careful as you can when entering this machine name. It is critical. And if you enter it incorrectly, you're going to be stuck in the unfortunate position of having to go call up support and get the key reset. So let's take a few seconds to just talk about where you get this number or this information and what type of information this can be. This is the machine name of wherever you are going to run Quincy. For example, for those of you who follow on the message board, you'll know that we have Quincy Discovery. That is a self-service sort of software in the cloud type service that we offer. That domain is obviously wquincyforensics.com, and this was the information I entered when generating the key for that machine. You can also use an IP address, but the important thing is to note that whatever you use here should be the machine name you're going to ask people to go to when logging into Quincy. So this is the same address. I don't have to enter the :4443. In fact, don't do that. But this is the same address that I used when generating the key. And the key will always check to make sure it's on the right machine. So if you enter something like this and you're going to use proxies or port forwarding or something, and ultimately the user is going to be at a different spot, and maybe this is Bob or whatever, then you're going to want the key to be generated under the name Bob. Anyway, that's the main pitfall I wanted to share with you guys, and hopefully this is straightforward enough and you have success generating your license key. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the message board, and I look forward to helping you. Thank you very much.